Hi everyone, welcome. Thank you for joining me. Thank you, Chat Manitors, for your help. I appreciate it. Hello, Shuenzi, Glorious Eve, Mary Johnson, Catherine Gilbert, Real Unconditional of Tarot. I hope everyone is well. RD. Okay, well, the latest news this morning, unfortunately, this is my YouTube. Hi, this is Milou. Hello?
You think I'm going to get a lung infection?
The same person again. The client that called me yesterday, I have to call him back. Anyway, we know what, that's my YouTube phone. And whenever it rings when I'm streaming, I think it's you guys. Okay. It's like telling me something is wrong. The news this morning is someone, I'm not sure, I did not listen to the news conference because I was getting ready to come here. I'm not sure who the perpetrator was or is, who fired in that ICE building in Texas. Basically, that's what I have been predicting, and hopefully this won't escalate. And I believe I shared a dream not too long ago, and I was saying how concerned I was. But I was wondering if it was going to happen in Chicago. I don't remember the dream, but it's on one of my videos, and I probably had it a couple of weeks ago. Unfortunately, I don't see, intuitively, when I focus on the people who are in charge of this policy, the way Obama, how many people did Obama send home packing? Millions? I don't know. They call him, according to report, they call him deporter in chief. But what happened is, since hurting people or show how macho they are and they want to humiliate people, that's what's causing this. And they go and violate people's rights and all kinds of stuff. But they won't listen to me. You know, just a little psychic. What does he know? I don't see anybody in the Trump regime that's going to try to do the right thing or do whatever it is, the policy they want to implement, the right way. Because there is a right way of doing this. And it goes smoothly. No one even know about it. Okay? I hope I'm wrong. What scares me is we are living in a country washed with guns. They arrested somebody not too far from where I live at. The person had 15 guns. And I'm not talking about handguns. I'm talking about automatic rifles, shotguns, everything. So, and some of those guns were in his car when they arrested him. I mean, he wasn't going to attack ICE. I'm citing that as an example of how things can go wrong. And I am hoping, I just heard someone on TV speaking about this. They're not going to do it. Milou doesn't have the brand, you know. He think go macho and threaten everybody on TV. He goes on TV and make those, what's the name of that Nazi guy? Ramo, pick one. All those Nazis, that's Milou. Okay, threatening people, you've woke up, you have awakened a monster or something like that. That's not going to help anybody or anything. Intuitively, somebody with some smarts is going to have to step in and do things according to our laws and do the right thing. Otherwise, my prediction is, unfortunately, I hope I'm wrong, what we are hearing right now is going to get worse. I just hope people are listening. And that's why I shared that dream with you. I don't know how many of you remember. I shared that dream with you so that things like this will happen. I don't know how many people died this morning. According to what I heard from CNN a little while ago, at least one person died. For what? Regardless of who the person was. But let's see. Whitney Morehouse says the country is a powder keg right now, and Kirk's murder acted like an accident. Oh yes, if you should see some people on Twitter, what they are saying. It seems like they want to go to war, and I bet you guys. I mean, I had a short experience with war. These people won't last past the first shot. I'm sure they're all sitting in front of their computers on the keyboard. They're typing away, and a whole bunch of them are typing insightful. Well, on Twitter, that's what they do. They incite violence. A lot of them, or they post stuff like right now. A lot of the posting that I see on Twitter, they show. It seems like they're promoting anything that a black person does that's wrong. They go in there and they start inciting people. From what I understand, in England, also they are trying to get someone to become. I forget his name. He's friends with Trump, and they want him to become prime minister so he can start deporting migrants. So there's a group of people, most of them are probably bots, okay? They amplify anything negative that a black person does. And they are doing it the same thing here too. And it seems like it's spreading, These people have no idea. Like Kissinger said, if you think you started, anything that has to do with war in this country, and tomorrow you're going to get your medicine, or go to the store, get what you want, go fix your car. They have no idea. Everything is paralyzed. Yeah. Because who wants to get shot by a stray bullet? No one. So I hope these people and the people in the Trump administration hire some people with brand and change course. But otherwise, we know what's coming. Having said that, a few people have asked me if the situation with Kimmel, with the First Amendment, is a turning point. I feel we're getting there, intuitively. And do you guys remember I told you Trump was going to do something? I said it a couple of weeks ago. That's going to create, protests instantly, and, people were going to react. Intuitively, I feel it's the Kimmel thing that was coming. That was the prediction. But in order for us, the people, to convince, not only because we're going to have to convince a number of people. It's not only Trump, Miller, Vought, and these people, behind the scenes who are controlling the situation, because Trump is just a portrait figure. He's a means to an end for Republicans and those who want to be in power. Okay? To get people in there, to talk to these people for them to change course. They're not going to change course. They're going to try to do new things, new approaches. As we heard, Trump, according to reports, Trump said last night he was going to try new things in order for maybe get Kimmel out again. I don't think he's going to succeed. And also, from what I understand, Carr said something similar. The response from the people, and it's not only Democrats or liberal or whatever they want to call anyone who's not MAGA, it wasn't only them who reacted. A lot of people from MAGA are not very happy about that. I mean, basically telling us we have no right to talk and petition the government however you feel like doing it. That's why we pay taxes. They are living on our taxes. We pay their salaries. They're not going to change course now. It's going to take a steady drumbeat from us, the people. The same way, if I forget the name of that Disney. I had to, because it's not a name that I use often, and I know you guys, this Disney is second nature to you. To me, no. I've never even. Oh yeah, I was at Disney once when I was married, but intuitively, unless we continue doing this. And like I was saying, it's not only Trump and the people around him. The Supreme Court has to get us. Trump and his enablers have to get us. Congress has to get us. The Senate has to get us. Okay? They have to come to understand that the dictatorship thing is not where we want to go, because it's not in the best interest of America, nor the rest of us. And Trump, intuitively, to be honest with you guys, okay, Trump will not back down. It feels like to me, because he's so attached to the office, it's going to take people, like it feels like to me, it's going to be Ivanka that's going to have a serious talk with him. And it's not that she hasn't, it feels like to me. But not, okay, I'm being shown. Do you guys remember on the January 6th incident? She spoke to him. He basically continued doing what he wanted to do until he realized it wasn't going to work. The same thing is going to have to be, he will repeat here as well. Because I don't know, you guys know better than I do who are in the medical field, okay? Intuitively, when I focus on him, when he's stuck on something, I don't know if he were like that before, but now it seems like he doesn't change his mind, even if things are crumbling around him, because he doesn't have the understanding for some reason. But Ivanka, some people are going to have to talk to him. That's the only way he will change his mind, and it's going to be tough. And it's because I don't think he has the reasoning. Okay? And yesterday, I wasn't surprised. His performance at the UN. We are the laughing stock. Us, the people, Americans. We are the laughing stock of the world. People asking, what happened? What were we thinking? Yes, I know. Rubio went on Twitter and told them he made the best speech and blah, blah, blah. That's the problem. But intuitively, I feel the Holman stuff, the bag of money, believe it or not, intuitively, I feel what happened at the UN yesterday, the way he rumbled off, is having or will have a greater impact than we are able to gauge right now. A lot of people in his MAGA base, it feels like to me, are concerned. And also, they thought, remember guys, they thought he was the second coming of Christ and he was the savior. Well, that's not going very well these days. I've seen a couple of videos where people from the MAGA movement are changing their minds. They're calling him a fraud. And let me tell you, intuitively, when I watched a couple of videos, there's a young lady who, I don't remember her name. I think her video is in Permaculture. Permaculture released it yesterday. Last evening I watched it. She was describing that she was a fan and how she changed her mind. I don't have to go too much into it because I told you where to find it. You will see what I'm talking about. But intuitively, people like her, there are a lot more. It feels like to me, people who feel disillusioned, they thought, well, he lied to them basically. It's catching up. Do you guys remember I told you the majority of MAGA will abandon him? That's why I'm looking for people. Any information, I see it, I read them, or I watch the videos so I can get a better sense intuitively how bad this thing is going to get. It's going to get very bad. There is always going to be a small percentage of the MAGA movement who's going to stick with them, but they are going to turn on them. But intuitively, I feel a lot of things are going to stick to him. Negative stuff, the Epstein file, the Holman thing. I mean, you name it. He's been like a Teflon. No one has been able to stick anything to him. Well, Letitia James did a job on him. But all those things together are going to take a toll. And this thing has nowhere to go but to collapse. The whole MAGA movement. That's my prediction. Because coupled with the energy of potential violence, Americans don't want violence. If you want them to really change their minds, that's if we notice the violence that took place in Texas, although we don't know the motivation of the perpetrator, but it's violence. And we are watching every day on TV how ICE is tackling, humiliating people, hurting people, and something like that happens. There is, like I said before, my prediction is ICE is a done organization. The only thing I can confuse time, I don't know exactly which one is going to be first. If Trump is going to go first or ICE is going to go first. But ICE organization is done. Americans are not going to tolerate it. No. And the way they go about conducting business is going to change before that happens. But my prediction is this organization is not going to survive, and it's going to take a major toll. Today, it feels like to me, intuitively, is another turning point for the Trump administration. All those things piling up together, they're going to add. You see people, policymakers, people are already saying this can't continue. We have to change the way we address one another. And it's right, because if the country is not stabilized, it's not stable, and there is violence, who wants to come here? Things are already bad with tourists and everything else. But this is just going to be another data point. But I feel changes are coming. All those things that I have cited will stick on Trump. There's no doubt about it. It's a matter of when. Just like I said, the violence was coming, and that's what we're seeing unfold. My prediction is Americans are not going to put up with it. And the protest will continue. It's going to intensify, and it's going to have the effect, the desired effect. Either Trump get competent people around him to help him. I don't think that's going to happen. Okay, I'm just repeating. He gets competent people around him to govern. Otherwise, people are going to demand that he resigns, or something happens, be impeached or something. Watch what's coming, and the Supreme Court will also face consequences. I don't know if it's because of what that lady posted. I may be out of my mind for saying something I'm seeing intuitively, but that's what I'm getting. The MAGA side of the Supreme Court, there are going to be consequences because we are living in a time where we've never had something like that before. A lot of people who are going to be in charge or who are going to be influential. Because the situation we are in today, intuitively I feel, is creating opportunities for people to step into the vacuum. There is no leadership. Trump just enjoy running around the beast and talk and put people down. He doesn't do anything. So it creates a vacuum. Somebody competent, the right person, according, well, I wish, I'm not getting who the person's name. Once I get it, I'll let you guys know. I didn't think about that. I feel like saying the letter F for some reason, as in Frank. I'm not saying the name is Frank. As I'm talking about the vacuum Trump is creating for a leader to step in and lead the country. Meaning, I don't know if the person is going to be what capacity, but you don't need to be president of this country for people to follow you and listen to you. Possibly the next president. But as I was thinking about that, I'm getting the letter F as in Frank. So let's see what happens. Okay. I didn't think about it before, but I had to tell you what I was getting. I was concerned about saying it, but that's what I'm getting. Okay. But he's creating an opportunity for people to step in, or one person at least, okay, to take the lead. But we will get out of this. We will be okay. That's my prediction. Oh my God, time is going by very fast. Okay. And the other thing I wanted to mention, and it's connected to the previous subject. I feel Trump, I'm not quite sure where he wants to go with this. At the UN yesterday, the way he was telling world leaders to stop accepting refugees or immigrants. I don't get concerned or afraid too often. But like I said, I don't think he understands when people have dementia. Those of you who are in the medical field who understand how this works, does the logical side of the brain shut down where they don't understand consequences to their actions or what they say? Because basically what Trump, he's trying to justify his behavior in this country. The way he's treating immigrants or migrants. Okay? So, like I said, there's nothing, when you see things on Twitter, those influencers, they're not posting those things by mistake or just for the fun of it. MAGA, there's a MAGA arm that's very racist, it feels like to me, who wants to abuse immigrants. That's how they get there, whatever it is up. The point is, when Trump started talking to world leaders, telling them that immigrants will take over your country and all that kind of stuff. And he can predict things. To me, that was the most dangerous thing to say. But both two of his wives are immigrants. His mom, from what I understand, was an immigrant, but he hates immigrants. The same thing with Musk. When he was saying this, I didn't watch the speech. I saw clips of it. Besides Bannon, who went around the world, wanted to create a whole new movement, far-right movement. But it reminded me of Elon's statement about basically he wanted to get rid of all immigrants and bring in his own types of immigrants. By the way, I don't know how many of you heard, those South African immigrants who were here, one of them killed his wife or something like that, and some of them went home, by the way. That was an update. Okay. But I don't feel that went over very well. And no country in the world are just going to go and do what Trump is advising them to do. But to me, intuitively, that's not a dangerous situation he's trying to create. And it's all because most of the migrants are brown and black people. But thank God no one will listen to him. And Elon even went on, took his microphone and was talking to some kind of protest they had in England not too long ago against immigrants. But it will all fail. That's my prediction. Something else I predicted happened. It just flashed in front of me as I was talking, but I didn't want to branch off. I would remember and I'll tell you guys. But I wanted to mention that I'm sure some of you have heard about it, the way he went on talking about immigrants. Those are, immigrants like myself take it very seriously when someone says something like that. It puts people in danger. But we're going to be okay. Let's hang in there. Okay. I don't want to talk too much. Well, I've already talked too much. Hi, Julian. Arlene Lobo says, will the video of woman accepting $50,000 be made public? Oh, you bet. What goes around comes around. Sometimes it takes a little while, but this one was, I always felt something was wrong with him. And I told you guys, the corruption behind the scenes and the principal's hands were going to get caught in the tail. I wonder. But anyway, something I predicted it happened. I wanted to mention it. I keep forgetting it. I have to see it again. Special one says, I saw that lady who realized that she was wrong becoming a MAGA yesterday. Oh, so you know what I mean? You know who of that young lady? Okay. Yeah, Krista McCracken, I agree with you. The UN leaders wrote what a lunatic F-45 is. Yeah, it's yesterday was not a good day for us, the people. It's really bad. Okay. It's going to catch up. Trust me, what happened yesterday. Have a good day, FSU. The world is taking it very seriously. Shana Mark 39 says, I worked for CBS Radio from 2000 to 2006. Local broadcasters local broadcast channels still get ratings data the old-fashioned way, not through streaming. Okay, the only way those affiliates will feel pain and by telling, or is by telling I guess their subscribers. I mean, what people are going to do, just like what they did to Disney. Okay, Next Star, I believe the name of one of them is, and the other, I forget the name of that other giant or wannabe giant. They were working on expanding, merging and expand. Like I said a little earlier, boycott, persistent protest, peaceful protest, and boycott. That's it. That's what we did. That's what brought Kimmel back. But they, and also, I'm sure there are some people with a lot of experience, former people who work for the organ. I'm not quite sure it's the FCC. I believe he works for the FCC. That guy at Carr. Okay, how to go about pressuring them to deny Next Star, who wants to merge and all that kind of stuff. That I believe they need a special exception because they've reached the limit of the number of broadcast outlets. So they want the FCC to expand it in order for them to be able to get a license or something to that effect, or for the deal to be approved. People are going to find a way to put pressure to stop it. So let's see what happens. Your baby still up says the extremes of the haves and the have-not in Haiti is awful to witness. Or you can say that again firsthand. We won't let ourselves get that bad, will we? I hope not, my friend. In fact, I was talking about that yesterday. And I don't think so. But believe it or not, I mean, if you look at the lives of, let's say, for example, the wealthy and those who are from 100 million to billionaires, there are a lot of those people. The gap is crazy. And they are not about sharing with the people because those people, most of them are investors or they own businesses. And I'm going to give you an example. For example, Amazon. Okay. I mean, I understand you have a business. Me too, I'm looking for all kinds of ways to grow my little thing. I agree with Amazon. You grow. But how well are the people who work for Amazon? People who are hurting themselves, from what I understand, and their warehouses. From what I understand, that working on an Amazon warehouse it's a challenge. And I've seen, I walked through a UPS sorting sorting shift once. My friends, I'm sure some of you have worked either at the post office, UPS, or FedEx. If you do that stuff every day, after a while, it takes a toll on you if you survive the first day. So if I were to own a business like that, I would make sure these people are well paid. I don't know how much they paid. I'm talking in reference to the pay gap. You know what I mean? That guy has, how many billions is he worth? Okay. And some of these people can't even rent an apartment. They work for Amazon. So if we are not careful, yes, but I don't see it. To be honest, I don't see it. But we're gonna have to keep an eye on that. Becoming like Haiti is tough because Haiti, it's like everyone was against Haiti because we were the first, basically African descent. We are the first black country, independent black country in the world, and everyone was against Haiti, and everyone had their thumbs on us, and just like we did to our slaves here, okay, they had to pay for their freedom. Haiti was put in the same situation. So they were never able to get on their feet. And then on top of that, the vestige of slavery, the psychological damage is very, very hard to shake off. So that also persisted to, for generations as well. That's why in Haiti they have corporal punishment, which is something they should have banned the day slavery ended. They should have banned corporal punishment in Haiti right after that, because that's one of the most damaging to me. When I was in school, I hated going to school. I was not a good student because the first time I wanted to rebel, but I was too little. I wanted to hurt somebody. I don't mean with guns or anything, but fight back when someone comes with, one of those, the things that they spank you or whip you with. Yeah, that thing can create anger on people. Okay, so Haiti is a whole case, different case. But we're not going to get there, hopefully not. What concerns me is more about for this country. Just like we never thought we would have something like Trump doing what he's doing. And we're beginning to see the reaction. Okay, you see how people are reacting to what ICE is doing. Some are taking violent approaches. Okay, now, depending on how much damage Trump and his administration do to the rest of the country, when he leaves, how people are going to react, that's what scares me. And that's what you're watching in Haiti. When Papa Doc left, they used something they call Pelubin. The people who used to oppress the high level, I don't know exactly because I wasn't there, thank God. Okay, I was here, I was spared, lucky. They would take tires. The big poobahs and the Duvalier regime, okay, they would put tires around them alive and they would ignite the tires. They burn people alive. I hope that doesn't happen here, but those are potential things that can happen when a dictator falls. The chaos, people who want to take revenge. That's what bothers me, and I'm hoping someone either get to Trump and talk some sense to him, okay? Because we are not immune from that stuff. Right now, the intensity is low. We don't know what may come. And that's why I told you guys, when I have dreams, I will share them with you about this subject. That's why I shared that dream with you. And what you're seeing now is the beginning. But I hope that they can put it down. They can, when I say put down, we still can change course, intuitively, I feel. Okay? But I'm praying and keeping my fingers crossed, and I'm sure most of you are doing the same thing as well. Catherine Gilbert says, I never heard or learned anything about Black Wall Street. Oh, yeah. And the burning until I read it in college on my own. Yeah, I did not know about that either. Let's see. Hannah Webb says, Milou, how do we get rid of the conservatives' six at SCOTUS? From what I understand, to answer your question, they would have to be impeached. Okay? But somebody, I explained yesterday, in the stream yesterday, an attorney, her name is she has, oh my God, I got to talk about this. Her name is JJ Legal. She posted a video how do you call those people again? When before you indict somebody, okay, you have to get people together before they can indict, and that those people can also compel. I'm looking at the screen to see if somebody would remind me. Compel. They can go after the Supreme Court judges as well. So that's another someone. Grand jury. Thank you, Aline Lowell. Okay. Thank you, Ellie Hiker. They can empanel a grand jury. Any grand jury they empanel, according to that attorney. Okay. Investigating something about Trump and whatever, or for Trump, they can go after the Supreme Court justices, investigate them, and indict them and do whatever they want. So thank you, L.A. Hiker. But yes, that can happen. Thank you, Elena P. So that's another way. But I'm not a law expert. I just thought it was fascinating. And I've said before, thank you, Rina S. They're going to have some challenges after the Trump administration because of the way basically they are creating an environment for Trump, Miller, and these people to continue doing what basically devastating the federal government. Oh, I know what I forgot to say. Do you guys remember I told you when they were firing, Elon was wrecking our government? I told you they were going to call our federal workers back. Hopefully they will continue to call a lot more. I read this morning. Okay, after cost cutting, well, I'm going to read, the way it was posted, okay? After cost cutting blitz, Trump administration rehires hundreds of laid off employees. There was another one where they mentioned Musk, but I don't remember where I put it. But yes, they are rehiring our federal workers. Thank God for that. And one more thing. I believe I said it either yesterday or the day before yesterday. I told you Putin wants to expand the war, or he's thinking just a way to cover up his loss, his embarrassment. Zelensky says the same thing either yesterday or this morning. He says Putin wants to continue this war by expanding it. And I also read somewhere this morning he has his finger on the nuclear button. He doesn't. He doesn't want to die. No. And the reason why he's doing this is because he thinks he has manipulated Trump to the point where he can get away with anything that he does. We won't stand up. That's why he's doing this. But if I were him, I wouldn't play, because it's not going to be Trump that's going to go after him. People in our government, people who have spent their lives in the military and fought and neutralized the Soviet Union, are the ones who are going to take over. I don't know how it's going to happen, and we'll fight back. Okay. Krista McCracken says, Milou, what will happen with all of our personal information Musk got? Musk, well, Palantir, intuitively I feel, and according to report, every once in a while there's a blurb about that, is using all that information, okay, for AI, creating different apps for Trump surveillance. But just hang tight. All these organizations or companies, they're going to get into major trouble because right now they can suppress or hide what's going on behind the scenes with our information. Once this is over, this is all going to come out. My prediction. Okay, friends, I've been talking for a while. Sorry about that. Thank you, everyone, for joining me. Thank you, chat managers, for your help. I appreciate it. If you have any questions or something I didn't answer or something, please leave me a comment. I will answer them tomorrow. Please, if you like the channel, subscribe because I'm trying to get to 1 million. I'm pretty ambitious guy. If you are not a subscriber, please subscribe and also don't forget to tap on the notification bell. Please give me a thumbs up. That would help me a lot. I will see you all tomorrow. You're very welcome, Maxine. Nana Binana. Grand jury, yes. All right, guys. See you all tomorrow, same time. Till then, bye.